same one after the last
No.
one, so.
Yeah.
Now you've got to find somewhere to put it.
If you all manage to get all of your things on the board, you all get engineering degrees.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
No, you only get the engineering degree if you somehow like manage to nudge your ball over just enough to also help, because you know they cheat. I know many engineers.
Someone's going to be wiped out.
Someone's just going to take all of them.
Yeah.
Movement 10,
Movement
10, 16, 17, 19.
John, that move is the one that's going to set me up for failure in like 3 turns time.
I'm looking at it.
Because I
There's
wasn't
a
big
lot
brain
of
enough.
self-supporting.
Yeah, they're all interconnected now, so they're all supporting each
I
other.
guess that's the point.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter much if you lost that one because you go back and chip all.
And it's if it knocks all
It's
the
like
others
then a turn behind
So I
later.
think when it's this interconnected though and you succeed, I'm well chuffed.
No,
So I'm like, oh yeah, yeah.
my do it
I
easy.
could have been an engineer.
We'll see by the end.
I could have been.
No, what do I want?
I could be an
Sevens
architect.
at 14.
Absolutely.
So don't stop supporting right now, you'll be fine.
Yeah,
Just
yeah.
need 5 people to staff on it all the time.
Yeah, there we are. It's a real job.
14 is 13.
I'm actually going to send this to my mate Chris, who did a mechanical engineering degree, and be like, you spent 5 years in uni doing this. I spent 10 minutes with
You
rap.
need to take someone off first before you
Yeah.
go in. Is it 5? Is it low?
11.
I worry for my safety.
This is fine.
I love the idea that you're on a raft and it's like, quick, just grab the wood and pile it back
Yeah.
randomly anywhere.
Guys,
Not having it
don't even nail it down, I'll sit on it. It's fine, we'll all float to safety if I sit on
But
it.
Steve, we need
But
to
we
get
also
up and
have
go
all of
somewhere
these
else.
treasure chests.
That's my
we
turn
need to
and
keep
the
going.
treasure falls off.
Any treasure that falls off,
Yeah.
anything that falls off ends your turn. You collect any treasure chests that fall off.
Doesn't your turn.
You do what they want.
You did have to, and you got your own at the end of the world.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
But if you take it off and things fall, it ends your turn. Any people or rods
Must
that
be
fall in the
done
water
first, yeah.
must be picked up on the next turn.
You need to pick up
I
one.
can't do my
So
grandmaster
3 feet
plan.
off, you don't need
Basically,
to.
I was hoping to get a range of
Okay.
this that I could even see
I think there might be enough friction here for this.
Well,
We're
not
about to
married.
find out.
Oh.
Definitely some displacement there.
It's
That one's
so
gonna
low.
go.
that guy is now load bearing
So,
himself.
Yeah, he's so little.
I could
Yeah,
even
yeah.
see my...
Um,
No, no.
Someone's trying to put their cardboard out as well, isn't it? That's the,
Yeah, we
you
don't
know,
do.
are you allowed to move treasure chests and things?
Not push it with it, but if it wobbles and you.
But then does your treasure chest have to go on the plank you placed, or can you just go anywhere?
As does your rafter.
I'm gonna go.
That's all.
Good thing you put your hair up.
Yeah.
Safety measures.
You see the whole thing.
Cool.
It's not very well, is it?
Well, that's the thing, because it's kind of just latticed together, and it's like one failure point,
So
the whole thing
that's-
will kill someone.
Just want everyone to win, so it becomes this giant to the edge of the board. It's like, guys, we've just succeeded.
It's a fun game concept.
Yeah.
I think it's being on the
So-
box gives it that height.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Or fire.
If it was flat table.
You couldn't have a wobbly table outside.
The table is the foot's dirty, it's to be
Yeah,
honest.
don't play it outside when it's windy.
Or if I hold it around.
Yeah. I'm sure
Yeah,
that's
we
been
make
great.
big-
Yeah.
Oh, man.
So I
That's
put
made
it
the
back
other
on
stuff
the
more
wall.
precarious.
How do you put your hair up and everything?
Go ahead and take this one off.
Nope.
It stays out of that.
Oh
So
my
this
God.
one, person has to take.
Thank you.
So I have to take the ones that are on the side.
So
Okay.
if there is a rafter and a piece of wood face up, I have to go back on.
So it's just so
But
you
you can't put it on
can
the-
use the
You're welcome.
use the rafters themselves as ballast to like weigh down other ones.
Yeah, that's what I was hoping
And then-
the other ones would call that one
Like
enough.
the divided, yeah.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8,
Oh,
9,
nicely
10,
done.
11, 12.
Which rafter are you going for?
Every time.
Four sets.
You were magic. The last one's blue fire. Yeah. Look, stop that.
Can't put it on
D6
something
plus
like
3.
Nice.
Oh.
That's a 4.
He's a
strength
treasure
4.
check, we weighs it down.
3. 3,
It does mean
minus
that there's less space in the
These building boxes come with benefits.
2. Stage 1.
I could just
Does
decide.
it?
I could just decide it.
That's my proof.
I just took that off so it doesn't.
So now
You don't,
that single chest is
panic
balancing.
because it doesn't do that
all
word.
of work.
I do not look forward to the next day.
I don't remember you did at this point.
Oh no.
I
Oh
think
no.
Oh,
Oh
wow.
no.
Oh wow.
Oh no. Okay, I'll pick up Mr. Little again.
2.
So if he's fallen over, does he count?
He's
as
still
a-
on technically on the raft, he's fine.
He's fine.
On
He's
4s.
He's on the raft.
I've definitely got these easy. Crack in the whip there.
Yeah.
Yeah, you gotta be careful. Well, it doesn't matter for Jack because there is his own.
Yeah, he loses. He'd be behind it.
Well,
Also, do you know why I
Claire
put
and I
that there?
already
Oh, yours
No,
are
you know,
poured it.
Yeah.
So basically, when I move it, even if I move 1 inch, I
Active
move it
fish.
that way.
Competitive
When it
fishes.
touches, it bounces through because this
What's
cat
it called?
lets it through. It bounces
Competitive
as well.
fishes.
Okay, cool.
Don't worry, I
Because
bragged as
it
well.
doesn't stop, it hits, bounces through
I
the
don't really want
this
to.
direction, doing
How it was?
like that, doing, touch them, bounce through the over here.
The map very well.
Even if I roll a 1.
Just say.
Do it just,
Have you ever logged?
Oh, it touches the one you placed.
Nice.
Oh, just get out the way a second.
That was now support one from the other friends you got
Yeah,
to.
definitely just take a player out in one go.
Yeah.
Bang.
Yeah,
so,
probably me.
what have I got 6.
That'd be a fun time.
That's the car ride is what he's getting for dinner.
What are 4 and 6? 4 is weapon skill, and
Ooh.
6 is
Oh.
strength.
Oh, that was a good one, mate.
Yes, cool.
Good job.
It's fine.
Enjoy this, bud. Yeah, this looks rubbish.
What's your 8? What's your 2?
Think about those three factors.
On the branches. So,
Yeah, this guy is not likely to move for the rest of the game.
No,
Yeah.
he's that one load bearer, that's what I
strength,
thought.
5, 6,
No.
7, that's 8.
But be very careful not to
That's,
suddenly
that
just-
one's
uh,
unstable, yeah.
2
That's right
wounds.
now.
I am got armor vein. 2 wounds minus 2.
And
The
everyone's
engineer
taking
who
kind
built
of
it,
around
like,
the
pointed
outside.
again, I must have it. Then
Thanks, man.
Nicely done. Whole thing
Okay, I'm just gonna go.
Oh, do I lose?
Light armor,
Where the hell's that going to go?
Right back where it
Just-
came
no.
from.
At that point, you're just reinforcing the thing by piling wood in the
of
middle.
armor, normally.
Yeah.
So, the door.
But it, there's
6, 2,
stuff
2, 2.
stuff going
Six
on
of
with it.
regen.
Yeah,
Yep.
it needs.
I figured out it. So it's 2
you got
and 3
force
wounds.
people onto the edge.
I said he was gonna.
I've only 2 wounds.
Yeah, no, I know, but for overkill.
Oh.
3, 4. That's 4 so far.
Oh.
We don't talk about that because then he does it.
And then the dragon.
I was gonna say we forced it inside. There's only one way you can go now.
Yeah, so your weapon skill 6 you said, yeah?
I know
Somebody
the
else
branch
will
rate,
treasure
only
chest.
a little bit through the
Yeah, it's already a surprise.
You might
Oh,
lose,
yeah,
but think
for
all the treasure.
Which is really cool. I think I'm.
It's my favourite small wooden paper box.
But I thought so. I got another self slightly better at certain things.
Ah, okay.
So it may be.
You can't just take you all one
Yeah,
way.
so I was looking at it, I thought, yeah, no, he's not load bearing anymore.
Yeah, what's it? Strength 7. I was going to say 6.
No matter where, look at this. It's more than one.
Yeah,
It's
still
all
6.
banging so much.
Which way?
So if we can make some sort of
Hey,
super
March
raft.
down,
Yes, I did.
Then that's
Let's
that.
get this guys. Really sorry, man.
Yeah.
We're on there, we've got a raft on it.
I think at that point you've won the game altogether if you've managed to build around where everything is on it.
March. And then I can even see March. Yeah.
The first time we
Yes.
Yeah.
played Animal
Yeah.
from Animal,
Yeah.
everybody raised by it, it's a balancing
Yeah, she's
game.
7.
But we were around
There we go.
this is super easy.
Alright.
Never again.
2,
Never.
4, 6.
Never again.
What
So
was score 6?
it all falls over.
So
So
4?
I don't know what we did, what we were but it all stuck.
I wish.
Okay. 0 hits.
Anti-chip.
And then stomps, D6 stomps. Okay. I was not having none of it.
It was. It was.
Six up regen.
Yep. That's good. So, I just find ones,
It's like half off the raft.
so,
Gradually,
5 wounds.
gradually going.
But he's the
Close
last
order.
What was your initiative?
He's sharp. I'm way higher and I'm there's 5 wounds, close order.
This picture.
You
Close order.
close order,
And 0 wounds.
0 wounds.
Then lose by 5.
Yeah.
They are immune psychology.
The little guy.
Uh,
Is this tall guy?
Yeah, you still take 3.
We'll take that one.
So I
I think
will
it's all going to be
follow
fun,
that.
mate. I think all of these are completely fun to pick up.
What's your initiative?
I genuinely think that one
Yeah, I'm
isn't
looking
low
at
berry
him.
anything.
Yeah.
But the thing is,
I'm not
you
sure.
then need to place him in any way, because when you place him, he'd be off the board, so you'd be like,
You
5,
can
didn't
be
you?
on this one. You
8,
can drop a
7,
little
6,
check up.
5, 4, 3.
This is the guy.
3.
I'm giving you, this is the guy
That's
guaranteed.
8, so fall back in good order.
Yeah, 2 dice get the highest.
Yeah, you won that, so you're a 5 and an 8, a 5 and a 3.
That's my leadership roll.
Oh, sorry, yeah.
I'm saying you're fine.
Fucking hell, just.
Oh, that was risky business.
You figured it out.
No, nice.
Oh.
Alright,
Yeah.
that's like half an
I'll let you have it. I'll let you have it.
Give me that shit.
I'll let you have it.
Yeah.
you only have to place him somewhere else, or same place.
They run off the board next turn now.
Oh yeah, it's definitely, even if I love bad, it's like that.
You sure you can make it?
Yeah, again, it's the little guy, low berry.
Is it both
Whoa, that was very good, Billy.
Ah.
Where you going, man? Where are you going to put this?
Yeah, because if you put him anywhere precarious, he's
Yeah.
going to be.
Yeah.
No.
So that is that, there's no
No.
combat.
Slow, isn't it?
This is looking good. Show me in here like a t-shirt.
What do you do?
Yeah, to use fireball thing.
Oh
You're
yeah.
mad, you are.
Yeah, that's right.
Oh, that was
Are
good.
you in the treasure chest?
I would
I'm not going to place
Yeah.
the treasure chest.
Why would you not do that?
It's the,
Why would you not do that?
he definitely came out.
This is very silly.
Yeah.
Which part? Go on then.
I'm the first one to, am I the first one to
Mad,
say?
isn't it?
He's mad, he is.
Well, mad.
Oh, that was awful. Oh, bless you.
you have two
D3
left.
plus
Yeah, I
3,
did, yeah.
trend 3.
No.
Oh, no.
And
I
then
think
4
that's
of
all
them
the
are
five.
5. So 4 of them are up. So
Oh, no.
Proud of them.
Quite possibly the
Oh,
most
thanks,
low
mate.
berry.
Oh, no.
Minus
Just about managed to be
Big
big
one
one.
there.
There's
And
man.
next you have D3 plus 3.
Yeah.
That's 6.
well, at least you've all safely got a person for it.
Actually,
Not very good raft though, is
It goes from the start of that turn.
That sucked.
25%
That was
You had to get rid of the
Yeah,
ones that are kind of bouncing
Is it?
inside.
it doesn't mean we selected it yesterday.
okay. Oh, so it resets, does it?
Yeah, it resets every turn.
Keep it all his way.
So
Clearly
six,
he's kept it and he looks.
4
He's a tummy
wounds,
boy.
42 days.
Oh,
Yeah, I'll reduce it.
Sweet.
Just wait, you need to say something.
In combat this turn,
There you go.
Get the guy.
Yeah, picky. There's two.
You can say, you know, it's all
The
those
only thing I would say
hours.
in future games is like, your treatment are pretty slow, so I generally try and have a bit more
Nice.
sense there, just there's a more things of treatment. Look,
Yeah.
I'm not gonna allow that treatment to get in combat at that
Yeah,
far.
fine.
And I get,
No. Oh well, it is what it is, isn't it? Anyway.
well, it is
You're not allowed to hold it
Yeah.
and then put it on.
What do you mean?
Yeah.
You can't hold it up and
I'm
then put it
going
on.
into
You have to
this
put the
bit.
plank
I'm
on
looking
and then
at
put it
so
on.
I'm looking at it.
Fine.
Straightforward.
Yeah,
Yeah.
cheeky devil.
five games.
Okay.
You could literally look at it because the thing is, by the end of like 2 3
Thank
games,
you, Mark.
I get it. I know you see it at in zero.
Right, now there's no one to say, plenty of wood.
This is randomly as well.
Yes.
Gone over the dragon ogres. Why not?
Yeah.
The only direction.
Nice. Are you,
I
you
know, I
drowned,
drowned,
you?
yeah.
Okay.
I mean-
Yep.
Yeah, put it that way, innit? So there's more angle than it. But
Winner?
Any of the ending game conditions 1 to 3 is reached.
See.
All players have placed all of their encouraged treasures. Any players who have placed all their treasure chests will no longer take turns, and the game will continue with the remaining players only. Everybody gets an opportunity.
Everybody.
Charges.
charges,
Tree man's gonna charge him.
which one?
What are you on about? I've got
Two there.
only 2.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, so,
Just
No,
gonna
they're
be
all-
me.
they're all-
I think
Yeah.
I'll have to,
You want the collectible one?
yeah. So I think either, my other guy will have to move up the, yeah, I don't really know.
And Billy B.
What's this?
That was your
The man with a
maximum
plan.
movement from the.
Oh, right.
There is no plan. I can't just wing it.
The plan is,
Yeah,
hope
there
someone
is-
else fails
I don't think
first.
you do this one purely because when you come in, you can't close the door because of this unit as well. Because your base is longer.
Is it done?
So if you monitor it is and then try and do it.
I knew that one.
She can't.
You shut the two.
Oh, is it?
So basically, there's a thing called
I
impossible
think it's your
charge.
turn, so.
So if there's like units.
Oh, I
You got time.
Yeah, that's true.
I'll call it.
Cheating.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It's
Just
just,
'cause that's actually massive, because if I can't charge him,
Oh, I thought you
if I
said
can charge him,
I
it
picked
blocks
your
both of
flag.
them.
No,
The
that one.
archers next turn,
yeah, true.
so like,
Yeah,
my
yeah.
archers get actually sit
In the
three.
advanced game, you'll notice there are nails on the planks.
Mhm.
You have
Yeah.
to place the
The
nails
thing I
over
read
the
is
nails.
near the start, so
Oh,
it's
wow.
not, it's like in the introductory bit. So magic,
If you don't play the advanced game, it's just like, what?
Because not all
So you
of
can't,
them,
I
they
couldn't
all
multi-charge
have
both of them.
Mhm.
No, some of them are
Uh,
completely empty, and then other ones.
Oh, sorry, you cannot
Uh,
place a
yeah,
nail
so
on top
the-
of a
the-
nail, and you
the
can't
main
place
issue is the
a
length of the
nail on
base.
top of a joint.
if you do multiple charge both my guys, yeah. But for like, yeah, I don't know, because obviously they're staggered. It's obviously, you don't know.
Yeah.
Strategy, I am, let me read all one.
Too many.
So the objective now is just don't
One
move.
inch rule of movement, that's what it is.
Quite close, yeah, quite close
simply, with
to.
the exception of units engaged in combat, no one can end its movement within 1 inch of an enemy unit.
Yeah, you can line up the kill shot.
Often a unit will have to move within 1 inch of another unit during its movement. This is perfectly acceptable, provided that at the end of the movement there is a 1 inch gap between it and the enemy unit. At times, once movement is complete, players may have to nudge units further apart, but the smallest amount possible to maintain this rule. This is also perfectly acceptable. Both players should agree on how best to do this, which
One of
is
many.
no unfair advantage. So, not one. Units engaged in combat.
Just do it now to make it worse for the two of us.
Yay!
Well, additionally, unit can declare an impossible charge, i.e. one that cannot be.
But now where are you gonna put
Because
it?
the enemy unit lies beyond the charge range, or because intervening obstructions make it impossible for the unit to make a charge that allows it to move into combat. Note that if such an obstruction is another unit,
Wiggling.
and there is a chance that the intervening unit will move out of the charge's way before the charge is complete, the charge
Okay.
is
Yep.
You can take it
possible.
off and then
And
redo
I didn't see nothing.
I knew it. I absolutely knew it. I was like, you're not gonna make the comment. You know it. You just went, oh.
She technically released the plank before
I
releasing
wasn't
the
touching him for a good I know.
Yeah, yeah.
No, I know, but it's
That's
just
when
the way that
it
it's
started-
dropped.
it started
It's like you should
to-
hold on its own. It was
Technically.
terrific.
Literally, she looked straight at me straight away. She's like, adjudicator! Adjudicator!
Judge.
I see how it is.
Yeah.
I wish that to be checked.
Yeah.
You drowned. So, your score is 0 minus the number of chests you have. So I'm at -10.
-2.
I'm still going now.
0.
I've got 2.
Zeros?
Zeros.
Sure.
Nice, yay! Rules of that.
Oh.
That's the fun bit to the end.
Yeah.
I was panicking too soon.
I feel like I was dry stuff, I put something. Nothing moved.
Now if I put this crate monster on top of this basket, it shouldn't go flying.
There's one piece of paper with load bearing.
Yeah.
It's not
Really
really
excited.
this game.
It's good because they're kind of thick enough. They're quite kind of thin, but they're
It's
thick enough to not be.
basically, I think
They got enough weight to them as well.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
you've got
yeah.
a couple of them on each other, and then the whole stuff there.
It essentially says you can't be on once, but there's also like, it does say about like, although this is movement, this isn't charging, isn't it?
That is for charging the type of
What?
Yeah. So the thing I'm reading is that, look, if destruction is another unit,
Well,
which,
Tiny Rebels just turned up
what we're
right
talking
at
about is
lunchtime.
the
It's a great
archers,
to not feel too.
right?
So for the bar for 2 hours.
There is a chance, right, individual,
It's both the archers and
yes.
You had no chance.
for the 1 inch move.
I don't think the problem they had was the one that you had, it was the fact you were still holding on it when you
Yeah, like this.
I put it on the end. I was about to let go and drop it, and I didn't just do it at the same time.
Apparently that's the way out.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's way out.
yeah. That way
Well,
it's-
the next
Problem is, I
Go
do.
wrong.
Problem is, when you drop it and you drop it too high, it will just fall. You have to have it right on the edge of.
It's the old switcheroo.
the old switcheroo. The fact that we had 3 people was nothing was really good.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's good in the game.
Oh, do you want to, has Jake told you that we're getting kittens? Has Jake told you that we're getting kittens?
No. To be honest, I don't really see Jake.
Lily, my, not newbie,
I will do it.
her cat just had 6
You could,
kittens
if we can figure it out, let's just figure it out.
I think it's down to
Friday?
The one-
Yeah, you messaged me.
yeah, it
yeah.
goes on that, and it's down to deciding it at the gaming table. So it's going to be one of those. It's going to be a.
Because my thing isn't really this guy, right? Because once you reel, so you will be with one.
Because
My thing is, when you come round, you're going to have this, and these guys are going to be in the way as well.
That's right, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah.
yeah, it'd be
preferably
Oh, is it?
boys.
It's right.
Oh, I thought it was
you
on
can
Twitch.
shimmy,
No, it's
shimmy
too rare.
units like for like.
Put them away, Ray, put them away.
And then the picture with Millie looking
I kept telling my wife this.
I knew it was you,
I
but
was
it's just funny.
thinking, well, funny enough you say that, but yeah, so that now.
That's how we ended up with the last 2. But not Pepsi. But, is it Lisa? Lisa? And Jake sent me 2 pictures of kittens. And I'm like, why have you sent me pictures of kittens? Well, Lisa's cats just have kittens.
Yeah.
Yeah, before we can do it.
And I don't know, the kittens are available.
Go on.
Reread and then maybe I can't.
Use your
Uh-huh.
words.
Explain what you
Put it in a
want.
sentence that means what
Which
you
one
want.
do you want? Yes.
I don't really know.
Bring in them both.
I like all of it.
Put this and this in here.
Yeah.
So you know
Well,
where it is.
obviously we don't have any rats at the minute, so it's just kind of.
It's in there.
Yeah.
So.
And you won't have any rats for the foreseeable if you have kittens.
No, I'm selling that full of stuff.
Yeah, that was the thing. Ray was trying to get
Nice,
trying to
but
work
okay.
out. I'm not
Because then you like.
even entertaining the possibility that like the cat get the rat cage or
Obviously, I'm within.
So
Most of the time, the cats are pretty
There
much
is a thing
like.
where you close.
Yeah, so that's why I
We
was
have a cat and they want to be best mates.
Sure, but
Yeah,
I
yeah,
don't
yeah.
do it.
No, yeah,
Is
yeah,
that-
they're normally pretty
Or
good.
the other way around,
Is that,
because we
that's
have
what
quite
I'm,
feisty
you
breeds.
can't put
Oh,
it
yeah.
on that.
Yeah, they like the cat.
There is a
Got
legal
bits of cat
challenge in
chickens
this.
and things, yeah.
It was the thing where you closed the door rather than me.
Yeah, no,
Yeah,
It's the
what
only
it's
thing
gonna
that's
say,
still
and
with
then
the
we'll have
him,
to
so like
Also,
how
it's if they're both brothers and they haven't been spayed.
We're
That
also
happened.
getting
yeah,
the.
Because my uncle had kids, we had two of them. I don't think I told my mum that they were both boys, and she didn't really check. And before she could get them spayed, they just started fighting each other constantly. Because they're both males in it was too late.
So
No, that's
Pepsi
good,
is the
but
one
like,
that Jake.
like,
Because we all just looked at them when they were
Oh, so
Yeah.
it says you just got to sign it on.
Yeah, I
there's a cat in the bin, and one day they came out of the bin, and they walked out back, and we just sort of looked. And this was when Apple was still out back, I think. So we both
At the
sort of
game,
looked
the
at it,
tournament
it's
next
like,
week.
Oh,
I
okay,
want to know
yeah.
if it's right.
It's a bloody cat.
is that a kitten
I
over
got
there?
someone with the charge.
So like you could tell, I never checked, was it a boy or a girl?
She's a girl.
She, we didn't know she was a, you could tell she was a kitten. She
Yeah.
wasn't like developed, you know, she was it's just like,
Well, she was so little that she was underweight, couldn't be spayed, so we had to feed her
Say
at
that
first.
is this
So
Did
I
we
think-
do it right?
I think referring to every everything good.
It's alright, it's okay.
February.
I'm in
Well,
a
she
group
came
chat.
into heat in
So
January.
it's the same with those
My
photos.
3 tomcats were looking around like, what? I need to do what now?
No.
Poor old Monty took the hit like, I kind of maybe think I know what to do. And then she just beat him up. See if I can put photos of her.
yeah, she just wandered out back.
I
one
don't
day and
know.
just sort of-
I'm not that close.
They can through.
Alright, cool. Is that all the charges?
Because Martin was throwing her the ham,
Yeah.
I think, because he went upstairs. Oh, he didn't go upstairs, I think I went upstairs. And
I didn't say anything.
Panicked phone call from Jacob. What do I do? And you take her to the vets and see
yeah,
what
because she looked so skinny, we were like, oh, we'll go get her something.
Yeah.
So I think urine as well, so I was like, I need for a cat.
Fractions of said enough.
Didn't you complained to me ages ago that you had just like so much tuna in your kids as well?
Yeah,
Yeah, well,
so we just went to get their food and then I was
Throw a big one.
It's tuna.
Have you got me a sandwich?
I've never seen him so happy because he's just like, I think I
Right.
bought a ham sandwich.
Movement.
Or something like that. And then we was just like ripping off bits of ham and throwing it to her because she wouldn't go first. So it was just throwing it in the cage beside her.
How do I get her to the
Do you know, I've had
vets?
some sandwiches.
No, I've got a cardboard box.
Because that was a full
It's in there.
because I don't use it.
How do I get
Yeah.
how do I get near her? That's your problem.
Right, let's stop.
She was quite nice actually to be she was like scared, you could tell she didn't know what she was doing.
That's
So,
why I'm this.
yeah, but then
That's how I think it is.
she wasn't unfriendly. If you went close, she
You
wouldn't
did,
die.
yes, you do need to turn that around
It's
this
more
way. Everything's here.
But not like in the
Yeah.
So
No,
she's a breed. She's
I'm not
the
gonna let you get this.
Bernese one.
They're too fast.
So it's possible she
They are got shooting
escaped from a reader. It's possible because she's got
Kill two guys.
tiny
What
patch of
them
white
are
underneath.
You're really outraged. Because I'm all the way around here to the big fly over here.
When we got a spade, they said to us, well, because she's
Go
a
this
breed,
way.
they normally go into the side and spay them.
Both,
Do you
all
want
of
us
them
to
go this
cut
way.
underneath?
You're out of
It's more
position.
risky, but it won't damage her fur because it could grow back in a different colour.
And you're like, okay, less risky option,
Yeah.
please, for the cat to
Yeah.
Thanks very much.
But yeah,
Yeah. Wow.
she had to wall it
Sorry.
out because apparently.
Do whatever you like to do.
Yeah, it's their poor breeding.
Yeah, there's something in their
There's
genetics that
nothing
makes
gonna be
their
here.
body
You can do this way.
tough.
These aren't gonna be here. You're gonna come around here.
Came
You
up
can try
with a
these
broken
one
one.
and
And
turn
I'm like, how do you
five,
break
but-
a canine? They're like this.
I just,
Gummy.
Oh,
But she's a lovely.
yes,
And last night she decided to break all
yes,
the
you
back
can
of hair.
yes.
And then
It doesn't have
What about you, Sid?
anything off.
Yeah, we can keep her out of the red
Yeah,
room,
we should
but
do
it.
So far, so
And
that's,
that's-
yeah, but
You won't keep her out the back room now. That's what's hard.
so 1.25 inches.
Because animals are a big no, but we've like had cats before and she's loved it. She won't admit it. She's loved it. You can tell when she sees her sort of lounge in her ears.
1.25.
Cat by ear, she doesn't even notice the cat's there. It's just like, I should probably get her a cat. So she's like,
Yeah, so
lonely cat
I
lady.
think March is
Oh,
only
your mother.
like
Yeah,
four
crazy
weeks.
cat
It's supposed to be
lady.
one, I guess.
Right, should we play one more then
That's
go for some lunch?
3.7.
What was Inkling?
But you go in the right direction.
Working.
Otherwise, you just march around here.
So you have ink cards. They've got like
Do
partial
that.
letters and curves and things
Okay,
on,
good.
and then you have a word card, and you essentially try and use your word cards to make one or more of the words, and then we all move one round and try and guess what the other player is trying to do. It's pretty good because I'm a bit dyslexic,
It's not.
and yeah, I can play this one.
Well, actually,
Okay, so there will be a certain number of ink cards in your hand, and as you can see, they're like partial letters.
If you speak to me, and then it turns out you
Do
can't
we
have it,
do thing?
maybe we can have three.
no, I could just turn around and go home. It's like, well, it's either this man or it goes in the bin. So are you that one? And then Jake will have it. So,
Yeah, you will.
so are you really that heartless? Like,
Look at her face.
yeah.
Right, this is your clue words. You have a certain number of words on it.
Do we have to pick one, or is it any of them?
You're going to try and get as many of them guessed as possible.
3 inches, you can get into the forest.
They are worth 1, 2 or 3 points, depending on which bracket they are in. You should have, I think it's 3, 2 and then 1, worth
He
1,
was
2
facing
and then
that
3
way.
points. So,
Yes, so
you're going to have 8 of these ink cards.
In the tournament, it's
Um,
that. It pivots off the thing, of each corner.
You'll see after we play this. And there will be a, you'll have a score sheet.
Yeah,
So
well,
you'll put the player to your left and the player to your right on it. Once we've played our ink cards, you're going to look at the left and look at the right and try and work out what you think the word is.
sorry, Harris.
So like here, Sarah's on my left. I worked out she tried to put location, adversity, trust and forest. And they were her 2, 3, 1 and 1 points. So that is 7 points. Sarah then scored 4 points guessing my words. So my score from Sarah here is the 4, plus the 7 that I scored. And then Jake on the other side, I got 8 of his words and he got 7 of mine. That's end of game scoring. So it's what you pick up of the player to your left and what you pick up of the player to your right and what they pick up of yours. As you can see, sometimes you don't get the right word. Like, no, it wasn't actually on there.
Been having some fun priming these.
You don't have to.
I'm looking forward to painting that. It's going to be awesome fun.
No, you started on your turn.
Yeah, I just wanted a break.
I modified that list that I sent you.
Oh, right, yeah.
I took away
What does it take the guard unit?
37 models. I did 20.
Okay. All cultists.
I got rid of one of those blobs of cultist mobs.
Okay.
And one of the units of traitor guardsmen.
Yeah, yeah.
A dark commune, I got rid of one of those. And I got rid of one of the traitor enforcers. And I added a double, a cursed cultist squad of 16, sorry. Fabius Bile.
Yeah, yeah.
And then I had 70 points left over, so I added a chaos spawn unit.
Okay, yeah, Chaos Spawn are quite big, aren't they? There's 2 of them. Yeah.
And now it looks like more, this is a Fabius Bile nest that someone's walked into.
Oh, right, yeah. I mean, that would make sense, you know, Fabius Bile walking around sticking his syringes in dead cultists.
And I'll be shoving the,
Well, no, I can't. I can only move him out. And then maybe we'll still
I'll have Fabius Bile lead the accursed cultists, making them as tough as Terminators, but will feel no pains
Yeah.
instead of armour.
That's what I'm doing. That's not mine. I'm going to get some
It looks like
food.
she's just rearranged the alphabet from itself. You're welcome.
I'm tempted to go out and get food, but if it's raining that hardly, I'm not gonna.
Well, I'm not putting my coat back on to walk this. I'm going to have somebody at work doing it. I'm going to Greg's if you want it.
Do I go to Greg's? Yeah, just go to Greg's. So you planning on building it as an army and playing it? You planning on building it as an army?
Otherwise, I'm going to do it.
I really want to.
The shiny boy. Oh, you got a ball in there, sorry. So you want to start spraying red to gold.
No. Could you imagine?
That'd be funny. Yeah.
I've seen the models they got over there.
No.
Some whoppers over there, to be fair. New World, I think it's called.
Right.
Old World.
Old World, is there?
It's got a demon prince.
That is so cool.
It's square based Age of Sigmar.
Right.
Well, it's so you had the original Warhammer Fantasy,
Mm.
then they scrapped Warhammer Fantasy and turned it into Age of Sigmar, which is more simple, simplified to play,
Mm-hmm.
and everybody kicked off.
Right.
And now, after 8 years, they brought Warhammer the Old World back.
No, actually, it was a
Warhammer the Old World, and the difference being that you have to have them on square bases instead of circular bases.
Right.
And then there are some. They've taken Beastman out of Age of Sigmar, and it's now only an Old World faction, which has a bit of.
Oh right, yeah, they're also in Warhammer, right? Beastmen.
I mean, we are talking about Warhammer Age of Sigmar.
40k.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Felgor.
Yep.
One of their unit. Yeah, but that's a 40k specific one. You couldn't interchange them because the ones in 40k have bought them.
Do they? Okay.
See, and chainswords.
How you paint them.
No, no chainswords. Yeah, you're right. Okay. Yeah. No chainswords in the old world.
That's all the ones in that box there.
I was saying that, it's quite the stretch of the imagination in it, isn't it? To say that armies of chaos would be at exactly the same level of technological advancement as the parallel world they're invading or whatever.
I think the Felgor has really changed.
Humans.
Not necessarily humans.
Okay.
But they might have been given human weapons
Yeah,
in the
because
war.
there's characters in some of the books that I'm listening to the audio books with their bridge staff and crew that have been mutated in the war, but they described them as beastmen.
Oh right, then maybe that is what's happened to them. I don't know.
I mean, it's just what they could.
I don't know
that.
the law
Okay.
for that specific unit
Yeah.
all that well.
I'm definitely not the person to ask.
Well, you've listened to more Chaos Law than most people I know.
Well, yeah, I'm sort of smashing the Chaos Black Library, but I also get the feeling that there's an element of what's the word? Where it's all in the same universe, but there's give or take with the law, so it's, more less continuity. Or how the fuck is it?
Yeah.
No, God no.
Have you read The Night Lords?
Right, so there is one model which
the person who's voiced
is...
it is the guy who plays Raphael in
There's
Baldur's
one
Gate.
Right.
And the he just gives all the characters so
model in
much
particular which you need
life.
to paste
Yeah.
with this guy.
Brilliant.
So this guy
And that,
is the sergeant,
and I know I'm
which
not
is this guy here.
well read when it comes to novels anyway, so it's quite
I've just posed him differently, it doesn't matter.
And I know I'm biased,
But I
but
made
my-
sure the one that
my
is the
God,
sergeant is posed differently, so I know which
it's
one is the
absolute
sergeant
cinema
now.
in the sense that
Because all
I
of these
wanted to
have,
make
he's
it
all
bloody
just holding their
Yeah, you
normal
convinced
weapons.
me. You're
And
talking
this
about
sergeant's
listening
got
to
his
this
normal
in
weapon, plus he's got
audio
his sidearm out, and he's
Yeah.
got a
Made me
little
go,
metallic
right,
arm as well.
I'm
A
going
little bit like
to
me.
get
So,
do it, man.
and plus,
That's why I
and
listen
listen
and
to
a
it in
shield
the
bit
car.
on him as well, it's not on there.
Guess what's
But
happened
if
as
you
soon as I made that decision?
New stereo
he's
thing.
posed
The stereo.
differently on the front.
Ah, that's a power. That
You
really
can use that as
sucks.
a colour guide, so
I need
if you want
to plug it in and get it.
what I would do
Warranty
next,
was
if I were you,
fixed again because it's actually the
is
second
the
time
rest
I've
of the
taken
gold
it
trim,
in.
if you want the rest of the gold
Oh,
trim
right.
together.
And they've replaced the unit.
About that much.
These are the closest to being finished.
Basically, the
You
USB
batch
isn't working.
So it gives you time to dry. So what I would do if I were you is, which ones are the
Yeah, Aaron
furthest
Dempsey
progress?
Bowden. He's also
Those two
just
are now,
become
yeah.
the chief.
So those two are your first
chief
two.
of narrative.
So I would now go,
Games
right,
Workshop.
those ones are done.
So
Right, okay.
there's
To the point where the
hopefully
gold
going
trim's
to be a
done. You do the
resurgence in
trim
Night
on
Lords
those.
stuff because he is
Then once you've done the trim on
Night Lords
those,
trilogy above all else.
go back to the
Right.
start.
Somebody.
do
The reason I
the
asked.
silver
Somebody
He's
put
probably behind the
on all
upcoming.
to just basically same across it. Does that make sense?
Yeah, doesn't.
Why?
Upcoming If you get bored, full grim book.
Oh,
If you
okay.
want to do that, do that.
That's
It makes no odds to
I
me.
didn't know. I haven't looked too much into that.
Full As long grim as
is
the models get painted, I don't care how you do it.
Primark for the Emperor's Children. Yeah, he's had the serpentine model release.
Yeah.
And
he's getting the book with it.
You want me to put the 2 layers on this or just the one because it's the bottom layer?
I don't need 2 of it.
Is it you don't? No.
Yeah, it's covered.
If you
But
do,
yeah, so
just make
it's
sure
got
you
the
put it
watered down first layer, so your undercoat's still going to be showing through. Like, do you want me to finish the colour so that it's gold?
This is the undercoat.
You're painting it. Okay,
The
yeah.
primer is the grey.
Cool. Right, yeah.
Yeah, so end up looking something like that. At the tops.
Is that the shade, is it?
There isn't any shade, there isn't any contrast.
Oh, okay. I like that every time I see you painting, you're doing something different.
This is awesome. I know, I didn't say anything, shut up. So this one does need to be a bit more watered down. So that's sort of going up from the knees and the elbows, and then covering the body and the hair.
Do you want a tail done as well, by the way?
Yeah, do the tail. Well, you don't get on with this, do you? You don't get on with this, do you?
Who are you talking to?
You.
He's
what? Painting my model for me.
Yeah.
No, this thing. You don't get on with it, do you?
No, I can't keep my head still. I like to be able to move things around, and even
I can see how that's really useful for you. It's perfect. It's brilliant. And then you can just magnifying glass
move it around. It has got the magnifying glass. I think that's going to take some getting used to.
That's what I struggled with. See.
Because it's very
finicky.
It's not so much that. It's
locks you in place.
the depth perception from this compared to those.
Okay.
It's very different. Because with those, it's there.
You know those glasses.
So I can move with my face, but with this.
Fucking forgetting to pick them up and shove them in my bag before I leave.
Yeah, I do find that when I'm doing stuff that before I notice anything, I'm putting it back down in front of me.
Why wouldn't it be?
I've got lamps in the house, and like every now and again, I'll be out of the light. And how do they end up over here?
I've got a long desk light.
Yeah.
It's like a
the arc thing, is it?
Yeah, and it's perfect for it. 'Cause it's like a white light that I can change it to warm lighting as well.
Has it got the blue light on it as well?
No, I haven't got blue light.
Oh,
fancy.
Yeah.
I found the books a little bit hit and miss.
Which
They're written by lots of different authors.
Yeah.
Which books?
I've read a couple. The one I'm reading at the moment is about Lionel L. Johnson, the Primarch of the Dark Angels, and I'm really struggling with it because the writing style is
I tell you why you're struggling with it. It's because you're all loyalist crap.
Loyalist crap.
Like,
it would.
It was really slow to get into, and I was really. But then, like some of the others, and the Red Goblet one, I didn't put it down. I was just like laughing my head off at it the whole time. Like,
to create the bond, it's not like a glue that just glues together.
I mean, I can imagine, right? Goblet, orcs don't appeal to everybody, right? And stories about orcs are therefore not going to.
I literally have a goblin army.
But you have, yeah. So this is why I thought it would be.
There's a lot of.
It's just a case of
sub-assembly.
Doing it.
Yeah.
For these type of models, it doesn't matter so much because they are.
Like it's surprisingly short.
But this is what we call a character
It's
model.
surprisingly a short book.
So these are like
for the
models.
price of it. It was the price of like one of the full-scale novels, but it's quite small.
Yeah.
But it's a fun read.
So that's one of them.
It's really light-hearted, don't take it serious kind of read, you know.
It's wicked, isn't it?
Did
you sub-assemble that, or you could have probably got away with doing that?
It is sub-assembled because the wings are separate, see.
Oh, yeah, of course, yeah. Yeah, he's got wings for it, but but like the bigger ones.
That's really good, that is.
That is the thing that I was talking about the other day where it's like, I'm doing now, by the way, I'm just slapping.
Be cheeky, chuck me a tray with your thingies on so I can show us some of the stuff he's done on his.
I haven't brought much of them, I don't think.
I do wish I'd done Chaos.
That's what I got today, it's just all...
Oh, you haven't bought that, have you? He's got, the war suit thing I've got. He's got a different one which is more of a tanky type thing. And he done what do you call it? Not slap
The
chop.
help. Oh,
Slap chop.
It is slap chop, yeah. It's like loads of little bits and chains and skulls. And
Oh, right.
yeah.
That's not slap chop, so kit bash.
Or kit bash, that's it, yeah. Using bits from other kit, and he's created this absolute monster. This fucking beast, and it's so good.
I'll just keep going.
Although Sean pulverised it.
Yeah, he did, to be fair. You brought, I think you brought units that you wanted to play with. Sean brought
An army.
anti-Ian units.
Oh no, my anti-Ian units are in the house.
You're going to be facing my...
I will be honest though, I do want to table an army and have a game soon. I had no interest in playing this when I first started doing it. But now that I've watched you boys play it and
It's a lot of fun.
It does look good fun, to be fair, so...
No, I mean that's the problem. The downside with 1,000 point army is you can't bring all the things that you want.
Oh yeah,
Like-
if I play one, I want to play a 2K one.
But then that said, I was going to say
Yeah,
that
yeah,
said,
that's
you know,
fine.
you saw how long it. We played 2 rounds out of 5.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that was at 1,000 point. I mean, we will get quicker. You
I
know,
was gonna say,
we spent
when you-
ages talking about rules and
stuff,
things.
yeah.
So
Once
we
you
will
all start to get better
yeah.
and more fluent with the rules, it'll just flow normally.
Yeah. And like we spent ages with setting up the terrain and stuff because we weren't really sure what we were doing and setting up the maps and stuff. So
I mean, to be fair, the way we set up terrain was just my quick and easy way of doing it, rather than going out finding the specific map of where all the terrain needs to go.
Which is one way you could end up doing it sometimes, isn't it? Just like, right, let's get
So
it
that
quick
one,
and
it was a
easy.
house full.
yeah,
+1, so it's 5.
but I mean it worked. Right. The only thing I wasn't sure of is like, and I think well nobody was really was how many pieces of terrain and stuff you should use.
Yeah.
We weren't sure on that, but I mean that's neither here nor there. I think there was probably enough. There was enough terrain on the board for us to move around and hide and like have cover and stuff. So you know.
I was watching, you know, Play on Tabletop.
Mhm.
They're doing a league at the minute,
Mhm.
and I was watching.
Don't spoil it.
No, I haven't watched. I haven't. I'm not gonna spoil anything.
I've only watched the first one
But I
so
was
far.
watching Tycho with his Tyranids against. I can't remember his name. He's playing Astro.
Oh, it's the
Militarum.
first one? Oh
Yeah.
no, it wasn't
Not
him then.
Militarum, the gold ones, like the really gold
Oh, the,
Custodes.
Custodes.
Yeah. He's
They
playing that.
fucking hurt.
Hmm?
They really hurt.
Yeah, he was. But to be fair, right, I'm not actually. Have you watched it?
Is that the very first one? I've only watched the very first one. I'm trying to think what
It's
was.
it's the only one on there which is Tycho.
Right.
against
So
him.
yeah. So the
Yeah,
first.
those first 2 rounds, he absolutely batters him. Tycho does with his Tyranids. Absolutely dismantles him. But they got loads of terrain on that map.
Yeah.
Loads. Like there's very little room for.
How big's the table they use in those?
Standard table.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh,
Well, that's what so I was saying earlier. That's what threw me because when you look at it on the screen, they look huge. But when we were stood for there with once we'd had all our models and stuff on it, it was like. This is really small. It's nowhere near as big as it looks on the TV.
I'm sure they must use a bigger table.
You don't have to just play 2,000 point army.
No.
You could play. You could play 1,500. You could play 1,700. Whatever you want to do.
I'm sure they did a video on it before where they said they play slightly below 2,000 just to speed it up
I
for
think
the
that's
production.
probably their hero mode thing they do, maybe, is it? Or...
No, it was because of how long it was taking for like the filming and the editing and stuff. That's what I'm sure. That's what they said. I don't know. I might be wrong. But it was all about that because I'm quite interested. I found as much as I'm interested in the game, I've got quite interested in the production side where they do all the flash graphics and like the studio lighting and all that kind of
I'm pretty sure that's
stuff.
done on Clipchamp, mate. Microsoft Clipchamp. Because that flames effect with the sparks coming from the outside and and stuff. Yeah, I've seen that on Clipchamp, which is a free Microsoft thing.
Yeah, I'm using iMovie from Apple.
From Apple?
Yeah, because I use Apple for everything, don't I? I use yeah.
Never even knew that Apple did like.
Sure, you could have your IT card revoked for that.
I'm a special IT person.
He's a manager.
I use a wash method to try and paint him. It was
How's that?
so you can smash that glue back onto him.
Put another layer on top if you want.
That's really good. Nice.
Yes, it was a bit poo-poo, that one was. Using that method again.
What was poo-poo?
I used the wash method on this guy.
Really good monsters.
I don't know just the wash method is.
You base it black, then you take a white or a grey, and you go from above, and you give it a few quick blasts down.
The Zenithal thing, yeah?
So you get like the speckle kind of effect on it.
Yeah.
And then you put a wash over the top of it. What it's supposed to do is where the white paint is, it creates like a
blend between the two.
Yeah, blend between the two.
Yeah.
And where obviously the black is, it creates that natural like kind of shade type thing. Yeah, it just didn't work.
So it's basically putting the shade on before you do the rest of the job, yeah.
It's a way of hacking the shade.
Yeah.
So didn't work.
I don't know if that works better with contrast
They do it a lot on the
gathered at that one now.
See?
So because I had it resting up like that, all the paint moved down to the bottom there, so now I'm going to move it
When
this
you
way.
maybe stick it on some blue tack and then like try and hold it level.
I could do, I'm alright, thanks mate. I'm well and truly in my second sea.
Yeah.
One video I was watching where a guy had the biggest Titan that they got, I think it was a Reaver Titan or something like that.
They're huge on the table.
So he's like, first of all, then we've got to prepare this before we assemble it. So he's there speeding up the time as he's taking all the bits out of the thing. Then he's shaving them down. Then he's trying to get them together. That doesn't work. So he's got to heat this up in the water. And man, I'm thinking to myself, why spend £2,000 on something that's going to...
Oh, is that the Manta?
I don't
No,
know.
he's about a Titan.
Big Titan.
The Manta, I was going to bring up the Manta next, because one of the play on tabletop games, have you seen it, Craig? Where they use... So there's a Tau ship called a Manta, and it's like gigantic, and it is so big.
It's there to transport the army to the battlefield.
They literally used it as the playmat, and they had their game on the back of the Manta, running, you know, the armies on either side of the Manta fighting. It was hilarious. I loved it, and they did so much special effects. Like they put like in the gaps between wings, they used like, I don't know whether it was cotton wool or something. What they used, but
0.1% of people who bought the Manta, is it worth saving?
It's huge. If he buys that one, right? If he buys that one, you have permission to slap him, because I want it. And if he's because I've got the Tau army, and if he's gonna buy it, then hey, Father Christmas.
He's just going to turn up at our matches and say, "Wonder."
Yeah.
I think you can't really field it.
No, because it's more than 2,000 points, isn't it?
Yeah.
So you can't actually, unless you do like a super big. Yeah.
I don't understand why make something that big out of resin and not plastic.
Because they were using resin at the time that they made it.
They're called Forge World, I think.
Yeah.
Is the company that made them for
So they're
Games
not
Workshop.
making them anymore, essentially. So.
They basically have to redesign it to put it into plastic.
Okay.
So they're doing them very slowly.
So
there is still stuff that isn't. They finally got rid of all the metal things.
You can't buy a Catan, the Nightbringer from the Necrons in plastic.
Yeah, that's not buy him at all.
Oh, he's not in the list anymore, is he?
They've taken them out, have they?
Might be a leg.
It depends, because if you look at them, if it says temporarily out of stock, that means it's in the process of changing from one to the other. And if it just says out of stock, then that means it's not there anymore.
That was my favourite model they had when I was in Necron Army. Like a little ghost thing. It was lovely. Beautiful model.
You can still get Catans though, but they're different. Like there's I think there's 3 different ones.
Yeah, it's the Nightbringer one though, and it looked like a big spirit. I've got the dragon one.
A dragon?
No, that's what it's called. The Catan of the Void Dragon, something like that.
That's one of the more popular ones. That one.
I like it. It's a really pretty model.
I wonder what happens if I put this on top of wet paint. Would it have a cool effect?
What, wet paint?
Oh, we witnessed in an FAFA.
Hang on, let me get the camera back on Ian. Ian, move the tissue paper so we can see.
Gonna use an expensive brush this time
cheap.
So they have
So what army are you going to be building, Jess? When you come and play us, when you build your own, because you're obviously going to join in full time.
Well, I'd rather just pink though. I don't want to play the game.
The question is, which army am I going to get next that she's going to pick for me?
Sweet.
Those mixed together.
Get something intricate, I think.
A shock.
Something with lots of colours.
Something that can be red and pink, please.
Red and pink?
Orcs it is.
Yeah.
Orcs.
Just get some orcs, you can paint now whatever you want to.
Have you shown them the colour scheme I'm using?
Oh, no, I haven't, I know. You know the Tyranids I got in your house, the ones that are white that I haven't touched yet?
Mm.
I'm doing them in that set of colours there.
Sailor
Oh
Moon.
my god, cool.
That is my first one though. It hasn't, I've just been putting the prime layer on it on the plastic, but they're going to be in that colour scheme. All
That's
that.
cool.
Can't wait. Gonna really, really annoy people. They're gonna be like, you can't do that. That's
I can do what I want.
I'll be like, yeah, watch me, man.
Let you do whatever the fuck you want. There isn't
Yeah.
I was literally going to say, there's no rules for Tyranids.
I need to make my cloth.
Wasn't a mistake if it was.
You turn in it.
Nothing another blast on the private can't fix, mate. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
Well, no, it's one more thing that I will do before I consider it a total failure, because there's one more thing to go on top of this, which is the blood shade.
Oh, trust the process then, mate. Trust the process.
And so hopefully...
With you guys at some point. Cafe, do big cheese.
Oh.
Jack and I went to a cheese one
What's that?
years ago.
Cheese first.
Yeah.
No, we don't.
They did a chili chocolate
Right.
one. Okay.
Sounded really exciting then, Stephen, and then you went...
Does anyone else hold their breath when they're painting something and then realise that you're going about to turn purple and pass out?
Yep. Just trying to stop my hands shaking whilst I get that.
Yeah.
Well, I did the
You blacked out then.
Yeah, let's not be doing that.
Should have called that on camera.
Yeah. Certainly make it more an exciting day. We get Stephen doing mouth to mouth on you.
I mean, it doesn't look too bad, but it's...
Is it just the thing of like it's marinating or it's simmering?
If you did collapse, I was still breathing. Which side would you like to be lying on?
It's front.
Probably your left, yeah.
It makes you feel better, Craig, I'd say.
Thank you. He's something he's got something.
I've just said to you, I'm St. John's Family. I'm trying to save you, and you ignored me.
I didn't hear you say you ignored me, I thought you just
I
said
was touching you as well, like this. So,
Did you not hear the entire conversation about how I can leave
so
you
rude.
to her?
Not one more that does 6.
You're right, you do back all around this. There are two. There are two at the minute.
If I walk away with that bit.
Oh yeah. There we go.
Another one you want me to do?
Okay.
Oh, don't be giving me advanced stuff, everybody.
No.
I don't mind putting the stuff underneath that can get covered up and painted on top of, but yeah.
You can prime somebody.
I've never primed with a brush before, can give it a go.
Let's prime this one.
Do you thin the prime down as well? Just stick it straight on.
You don't water it down?
It goes in the that thing which waters it down slightly.
I was because I stick mine in here all the time.
Yeah, stick it in that. Don't add additional water.
No.
Oh, it's quite thick coming out, man.
Yeah.
I'm glad the brush on primer exists.
Hmm?
I'm glad the brush on primer exists.
Yeah. I mean, that's where I pretty much use it exclusively. That's what I've been doing all morning. It's
You
just,
use brush on and your airbrush to primer.
yeah, but you got to really water it down in that though, because it blocks up the nozzle.
I have airbrush primer.
Is there an airbrush primer?
Yeah, we'll let her do it.
Where did you get it from? I'll have to have a look.
He just bought.
Huh?
He just bought.
My knees are always touching, so I don't
Oh, okay, that's fine. Snapchat. Yeah, that's fine. Just,
Yeah, you have to.
back on. Eon,
Yo,
may I borrow your lighter, please?
lighter?
Yes, please, sir.
I haven't brought one with me.
Oh. Oh, actually, I don't need it. It's fine. Never mind.
I don't think I could put up with paint priming, to be honest.
No?
No.
You don't have to be all that accurate with it.
Man, I was going to say, get your big slot brush there, just smash it on. They'll have to be neat with primer.
It literally needs to be on every bit of the model.
Yeah.
That's not true.
No, that is true.
Nope.
Every bit of the model you plan to paint.
So the primer covering the model does give the paint something to stick to, but you don't necessarily need to cover everything. And if you're struggling to get into all of the details, then you're going to start taking away from the detail.
That's why you water it down.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
Sorry, I'm pinching.
But if you prime your model and you notice a bit that you've missed, so long as it's not a glaring massive chunk, then you should just carry on. The painted sticks to the stuff around it, not just the surface as well.
It also changes, well, depending on what colour of the primer you're using. Like, are you using the same one as me, Stephen? There's like greyish one.
Yeah.
But you can get different coloured ones, and then obviously it will change the layers that you paint above it. Like I'm painting with this grey one purely because it's the only one they sell here. But if I could buy other colours, like with the spray cans, I've got about 4 or 5 different colours of primer with the spray cans. Yeah.
I've only got the black.
Do you know, I don't know if it's just me, but I find priming in white more difficult than priming in black.
Do you?
Yeah, like you can see it on his arm there. You can see on the powdering on the side. It's very, it's almost like it's setting into the grooves rather than priming it. And you still get the grey from the model coming out underneath it. But with the black, you don't generally tend to see it.
But the white in general is a really hard colour to paint. Same with yellow. Yellow is a really hard colour to paint as well.
Yeah.
Now, the highest gear
but I have primed my
colour theory knowledge for
yeah.
I have primed my my necromunders in
if you jump to
white, just because I think they're much like the colour and there's a bit more detail on them. So I think it'll pop more with a white undercoat than it would with a black. I do love the trim on this arm. As much of a emotional experience as
Is that the Johnny man, is it?
Yeah, man.
So small when you see them in real life.
Oh yeah, he's a dirty little model. But as much of a emotional experience as it is doing the trim, it is a very rewarding experience. Because when you start seeing it all build up. Because to be fair, I will say with this model, they've done a great job of using the trim to shape the model as well. Like they've done a really good job of it, I think.
To be honest, I didn't enjoy the process of painting with a primer. Felt quite resistant compared to normal painting.
Yeah, I don't like
Primer is a lot thicker. A lot thicker.
Didn't prime the nails, yeah?
So that missing the eye.
Yeah.
Like salty.
It's missing the model now.
Oh, the nails and the feet, yeah.
Yeah.
Force of habit, that is.
Do you not do it when you're priming?
What's that? No, when I'm painting the contrast and stuff like that, then I leave the nails and the bones and the skulls and things like that.